I have never played a Hornet game before. Despite this, I think everything about it looks interesting, including the characters. Unfortunately, I don't have the time or money to play both of them myself, but I still want to do something for the series. Since I don't know them all that well, it would be funny if I tried drawing the characters from memory. Let's see how I do. Also, I recorded this several months ago. Welcome to my dungeon, I mean my art program. Ideally, I've explained everything I need to in the intro, so let's just get into this. Here I have a list of characters that I want to try giving a shot, and obviously if I named the video after Silksong, I gotta draw Hornet first. So let's just get right into drawing. And right into drawing I did. I sure do spend a lot of time in the head shape. I'm not even drawing her funky bug thing yet. Why did I draw so many circles? Regardless, it'll be bald. I did these drawings messy so I don't hyper-focus on the small details, but at first I spent too much time cleaning lines and adjusting placement. Right off the bat I made the eyes too big, but clearly I saw this as I immediately started fixing it, and proceeded to spend way too long trying to do so. Why do I keep making minor tweaks when redrawing it completely can be easier? Not sure. I stopped doing that eventually. Moving on. I guess I couldn't entirely remember what the next part of the cloak looked like. At first I went for a triangle shape, but then I made it more rectangular. I'm not supposed to talk about the actual design at this point in the video, but I really should have trusted my gut here. Not sure why I changed it. What I know, I do know it's something like this. I feel like I saw like Ruffles draws. Now I need to figure out fabric. This looks close enough. I think I made this too big. I really love like when she does this. I think that's what that looks like. The thing is, the real reason I wanted to draw the smaller version is to draw what this looks like but longer. Let's do that one more time. Still, yeah, I needed to draw not one but two extra Hornets. I could have resized her, but in Ibis Paint I get really cautious about changing line work size. Okay, before I talk about that, I have no idea what I was doing for the first few attempts of these clothing folds. Back to lines. They get all blurry and it's harder to color, but that's something I didn't need to worry about at all here. In fact, I changed the size of the two smaller Hornets, but I didn't think to make the first one smaller. I think things like this is why my friend calls me stupid baby. Anyway, there's a part of the process of the entire video that I almost didn't do for some reason. I'm not sure why I made that decision, but okay.
You're gonna color it, right?
Will I?
Yeah, you're gonna color it.
Oh yeah, honestly fair enough. Something I haven't drawn yet is like this thing. It's like this thing on her back. I can't believe I didn't think I was gonna color anything. If Rose didn't remind me there, this video would be way more boring. Thankfully, the palettes are very simple in this game. For Hornet, it's just black, white, red, and gray, so there's no way I messed it up that badly. Like with the sketch, I'm still trying to make colors as neat as possible for no particular reason. I think it was out of habit at that point. This is how I usually do colors. However, the main point of this challenge is to capture what I thought the design looked like, not to color sketches the best. Whenever I thought of this character, I just thought it was like red, but when I was getting a color image, in the promotional art, it was also like the sort of red I was thinking. But then in the in-game sprite that I eventually used to color pick, I might change it. It was like this deeper color. So I don't know what to do here. I'm just gonna make it red for the sake of, I think it's actually red. I did see like in lighting, like in that promotional art, like I really tried not to look at it. Pause. What did I mean by this? As soon as I finished the thumbnail, I had the bright idea of recording the drawings right then and there. Oh, did I say thumbnail? I mean the old thumbnail. So even though I accidentally cheated and I was looking at Hornet for a second at a time, it still looked like... I'm glad I had to redo the whole thing regardless because of the rebrand. Would I have left Team of Hornet on the thumbnail forever? Thankfully, I don't have to answer that. But I did see that it had like red color in it. And when it's in light, it was red. So I think she is red. You can't tell me otherwise. Definitely not going to switch up on that later. Anyway, I finished coloring and there's nothing else to talk about? Damn, that really is the only other thing I do here. I'm pretty sure Hornet had the longest speed paint before references and second longest after, so there's a lot of room to talk about the details here. Even without the whole thumbnail thing, she was the character I felt like I could remember the most of off the top of my head. And that's that done, by the way. I finished that. Now let's see what she actually looks like. I almost said, where's my phone? But it's right in front of my... Okay, I see. I still got some things wrong. The head's way bigger than what I drew it as. The eyes are still smaller. I see how the ruffles work here, and it's like... I kind of got it, but not really. I'm looking at different reference images, and it's like it kind of varies, but I guess it's like the in-game versus like that one trailer version. So like she is red. You can't tell me otherwise. Let's just use that in-game sprite as reference. For every drawing from memory, I drew the same character with a reference so I could directly compare them. Could I have used my editing software to pull up a picture in the video itself? Yeah, And somehow I only remembered I could do this while scripting. But I think drawing the character correctly helped me get a better feel for the design itself. Moving on. You know how I struggled to draw the head shape? Well, double that and get it to the next drawing, because I spent even more time correcting pointless details. It's a habit I think I've improved on since September. Like, I heard they're like bugs. I heard they're bugs in the Hollow Knight game. Is she an actual Hornet? Because, like, I don't think so. But maybe? But is she? I mean, that doesn't look like any Hornets I've seen in real. I've never seen Hornets in real. Bro is looking like Megamind. I'm sorry. I should have just, like, drawn, like, normal, and then... No, that's worse. I'm still on the head, huh? F you, I'm talking about something else. The next thing I draw is the clothes, and I got more wrong here than I thought I would. I drew the thing at her neck smaller and more square-shaped, but it's actually more of a triangle. Dang. I should have thought of all the shape language implications. She was a Hollow Knight boss, right? A triangle for evil and all that jazz. Same thing goes for the other part. I kinda just drew a normal cloak and left it at that. Since the shapes are less exaggerated, my version looks sad, wet, and pathetic. Love that. Also, in hindsight, why would the head be in front of the cloak? I know Silksong's art is stylized, but not like that. I don't know where my common sense went that day. Obviously, the head should be inside the clothes. That looks good. Oh, so I think I made her head a little too big. Let's fix that real quick. I'm still messing with the head? I'll say this. Comparing my thumbnail to the drawing at hand, I think I made the head too short even on the new one. I'm not going back and fixing it though. I've had to fix it enough times. Besides, it's still recognizable as Hornet, so we're chilling. What else did I do? I made the weapon more accurate. I forgot what it's called, but it's cool that it's both a weapon and an instrument. I drew it weirdly in the first drawing, so I'm glad I got to fix that here. That's it? There's actually nothing else to talk about? What the hell, I have so much more speed paint footage. Let's just skip to the finished product then. I'll get the hang of this style of editing eventually. Alright, there we go. That's Hornet done. How does it look next to everything else? Bam. Pretty similar. I mean, to be fair, she is the face of Silksong. When I was looking at the before drawings, I didn't think much would change. Even though I was right about Hornet being the most similar, there's some pretty noticeable differences in proportions alone. There's something about the one from memory that looks a bit off, but it all made sense after the reference. The next the next little bug creature I wanted to draw was the main character in Hollow Knight, who I've been told doesn't have a name, so we're just gonna call it Hollow Knight. I know significantly less about this guy. I talk a lot about my process while drawing here, so there's gonna be less scripted bits. The spaces in between can be really short, and I believe their eyes are I don't even know pronouns here. If I get anything wrong, my bad. Wait, it's on Hollow Knight Wiki. Is there pronouns? Genderless? Fair. No pronouns, got that. It's called the Knight, got it. I'm pretty sure this guy also has no mouth. Where do these, like, white faces come from? Are they skulls? Is that possible? Do they do that? And now for clothes, I have no idea. Is it, like, is that at least its body shape? Probably has the same kind of limbs as Hornet here. Yeah, I actually just don't know anything else about its defining qualities. Is it more like this? We'll find out when I finish drawing. But for right now, I literally just need to make up the clothes, because I'm very sure this guy has clothes. Maybe it's the same sort of cloak deal Hornet has, but like shorter. My guess, it's like something like this. Hear me out. It's like a, not completely like enclosed, but it's like, yeah, we see the vision. Oh god, how am I gonna do the collar then? Like this? Is it like this? I really don't know. You know, I'm just gonna leave it. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna leave it like this. Looks like it makes more sense. Connect it. There we go. And yeah, I genuinely know nothing else about this little guy. Are the bodies also just black as well? Like the whole body? I'm actually really not sure. I'm just gonna leave it blank. There's Hollow Knight. The Hollow Knight. They say this really was our Hollow Knight when you beat the game. Now let's draw it with a reference. Okay. I see. So I kind of got that shape right, but not really. Really good clutch on the square shape though. It is like actually like a round square shape. There are circles for the eyes. I think I just had to make them a little smaller. 1, 2. I think they're too oval. Hold on. And then like I got the right orange shape, but it's like a little up. It's up like more than that. Phew, I could talk again. Wow, it would be so cool if it wasn't cut off a second time. Thankfully, nothing interesting happens when I draw, and the body is where it gets different. I was right on the, I'm going to use this image. This looks like a promo image as a reference. The body is all black. It's like it's the same, but the way I drew it is kind of wrong. Oh, okay, no, this is the image I should be using as my reference in game. So it is just straight circles. I knew that was coming. I just wanted to make a bit out of the really short gaps. Anyway, you know how I was talking a lot while drawing? I was trying to do that for the rest of the characters, but I felt appropriate to keep most of the night commentary. Why? I don't know. When I was cutting down the audio, it just felt right. Also, this is the one I drew the clothes. I had the right idea, but the execution was off. I didn't know this before the drawing, but I like that in this specific image it looks like Bugwing. Another thing in this drawing is that I straight up forgot the weapon, but I guess I had no clue on what kind of weapon Knight had. But Hornet is a game where you fight stuff. How did I forget there? Oh god, I forgot to color it. But like, I genuinely would not have known how to color the Hollow Knight. What do I do with the OG colors? I'm just gonna use the same palette all over. How did I forget to color Knight? How did I forget the Knight was blue? Maybe it's only more obvious to me now because I've had some more exposure to the designs, but I like to see how my past self would have done the colors. And I mean, yeah, coloring is the only other thing I do here. I literally just said that. Like Hornet, this palette is really simple. It's hard to mess up a white face and a gray weapon. The only reason I didn't think the Knight had a black body at first is because of the way I drew it on the before image. It looked wrong, but that's because the clothing was wrong. At the same time, what was the alternative? Guess we'll never know. Overall, I can't say if I did good or bad, because once again, I forgot. And there's the Hollow Knight comparison. Man, it's starting to look really different, and it's all gonna go downhill from here. When I said downhill, all I meant was that I'm gonna have a less clear image in my mind of what the characters are supposed to look like. And yeah, this serves as a transition between kinda knowing what I'm doing and making it the f*** up. Once again, it's mainly in the proportions, but I didn't remember the clothes and weapon in the slightest. I think what I'm gonna do, I have my next one but I'm gonna save that for last because that's the most complicated design. So next is the Grub. There's like some kind of pattern. I don't remember the pattern. I'm sorry. There wasn't ears, right? It's a bug. This is the only caterpillar shape I can think of. Ooh, this is kinda rough, but you know what? This is what these from memory videos are all about. This is cursed. I think I messed up the legs. Okay, this also looks bad. I know this thing has legs. Damn, when I put all of those moments next to each other, I was struggling a lot, huh? Some of them, not as bad as I thought. Maybe the body looks messed up in the moment, but watching it back, all of the attempts look the same. Leg placement, however. Actually, I don't normally draw bugs, so I get a pass here, right? Okay, fine. I don't know how I got to that second one. Oh, we're on colors. Green. That's all I have. The placement took a few tries, but I got something that looked right eventually. Alright, time. That's my Grub. What does it look like? Let me see it. Okay. I see where I got something. Some things are just wrong. Oh my god, the plush is so silly! What the fuck is that? Oh. When you put them side by side, it looks totally different, but I got all the fundamental ideas right when you really think about it. I drew the face pretty similarly, except that I drew it from the front rather than the side. The mouth was also pretty dang close. It has the same circle thing, just a slightly different mouth shape and color. I was also really close to the actual stomach pattern it has. Hell, I even got this color spot on. Technically it's different because of the in-game lighting, but if you look back at the plushie, that version from memory is not without its differences, however. Either the head was too big or body too small, because again the proportions were out of whack. I guess it's something I struggle with. But I barely know the source material in the first place. How am I supposed to remember that? The only other thing I gotta say is that the eyes on the real deal were bigger. As of scripting, I haven't checked if this fills up all the time yet, but I think it would be funny if I had not enough time to talk in the before and too much time to talk in the after. There's my Grub. Still a Grub. Big difference we have here. I think I got all the core elements of the Grub down, but I didn't draw them 100% right. I have the body shape, green colors, even the circle thing for a mouth. But it's all drawn in a way where it's really funny in hindsight. It's Flea time. It's fucking Flea time. I think I know how mainly this guy works. So it's like, I thought I knew what I was doing. I had no idea what I was doing. I'll go over exactly what I got wrong in the next section, but looking at the actual Flea while watching my past self draw it was an experience. A painful experience. I don't think I could say anything about the way I drew it without touching on the after reference points. Everything about my Flea hits so close but so far away that I think it's low-key in the uncanny valley. Other ways I have described this being in past iterations of writing this script is ugly cute, bald, why are you standing like that, and if I drew this on Scribblio I'd be laughed out of the call. Let's just move on. Real Grub reveal incoming Flea. I got pretty close, but it's pretty different, I will say. Which image do I take from? I'm gonna save this as an image and then color pick from it, even though I'm pretty sure this one's fan made. So I did get pretty close, but also it's kind of different. No, I did not get close at all. This thing does not resemble the humble flea in the slightest. Okay, I might be exaggerating a bit. First problem, bald on top. Second problem, bald on bottom. Basically, it's missing most of the fur that's present on the original design. I got close with what I remembered, but I totally ruined it with the weird lower body situation. I think my mind defaulted to a variation of the Knight/Hornet body plan, but the grub is literally just a caterpillar. Third problem, the implied existence of eyes. I thought they were drawn somewhere, but nope. The closed eyes isn't a bad guess, but with everything else it adds the cursed factor. Fourth problem, somewhere along the way I decided the color that was more likely to be the fur color was the lighter brown I picked. Although it's technically the best color I could have chosen, the fact there's a darker brown in the palette ruins it. I do think it's interesting that the fleas somehow managed to be dust colored in the original, which I may or may not have known at the time. Regardless, I didn't know how to recreate it, so brown was my best guess. And that's done. Oh. This is very interesting. Oh, little guy. Oh, little guys. Maybe this does deserve to go forth. Interesting sure is generous. If I haven't made it clear already, I totally fumbled. But you know what? I feel like this is literally the point of the video. I give you full permission to point and laugh at this fucking guy. Spoiler warning from here on out. I did not know that this guy was the first boss. Now I do. I saved the best one for last, the Bell Beast. I'm cooked. The only thing I know about this guy is that it likes bells and is shaped like Agron. One day I was watching some people in a VC play Silksong, saw this critter being used as a transportation sort of deal, and thought it was really cute. Actually, I got the last 3 characters from watching those friends play the game and listening to them talk about it. As for how I did drawing-wise, the only things I could remember were the faceplate, spikes, general body shape, and the fact there was some kind of eyes on the side. I knew something was missing, but I couldn't put my finger on it. The body's very empty. I knew this, but I genuinely couldn't think of anything that could go there. I also gave it a little bell as a treat. Now that I think about it, I don't know what they do with those. Oh well, I'm sure it's explained somewhere. Close enough. You know what? What the hell, sure. This is all I got. Bell Beast Silksong. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. This looks familiar to me. Defeat. I just saw this guy as an elevator. I just saw him being used as an elevator. Oh, this image is really cute. What the Oh, there's little ones too. Oh my god. I fucking love this guy. Oh, first boss, I see. I'm gonna use this image as a reference. Because the Bell Beast is bigger than the rest of the characters so far, it was hard to fit both designs on the canvas. I had to temporarily hide the other folder, but once I finished it, I found a way to keep both drawings on screen. Moving on to things that were changed, I got the placement of the spikes wrong. When I was going off memory, I thought they were on top of the head, but now it's on the edge of the mask. On the before reference drawing, it only has one set of eyes, but on the actual design there's a few more, so I have those back in. I'm not sure what the things on its back are. Bone? Armor? Now that I think about it, both. But they were fun to draw, so that's a plus. Another thing I didn't think about the first time around, I gave it proper legs. Before the limbs were just random leg-like shapes, but what's in the actual design makes more sense. Maybe the reason I didn't get most of the bug-like features is because I'm not all too familiar with bug shapes. The one thing I got right, besides not being terribly out of character, is that the colors barely changed. I would have added a light gray on the memory drawing if I knew what other details were on the body, but at the time I couldn't put it anywhere. The only change I would make now is to make the dark gray a little bit lighter, but I acknowledge that's pretty nitpicky. Oh, I love this guy. Look at the difference. It's crazy. Look how cute this guy is.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yay.
Yay.
This was really fun. I think if you looked at this in a glance, the only big difference is that there's none of those armor plate things on the body, but the face is completely different, and it didn't hide the legs. Honestly, I didn't realize the legs were entirely hidden until I scripted this part of the video. That's crazy. I think they would have looked just like the arms. Just some little gray limb thing. Oh, this is the end of the video. Not quite. Time for the lightning round. As of editing, I realized my current list might not be the most representative of the entire game. While I was searching for B-roll yesterday, I found 2 more characters I could tack on at the very end. I've given myself until the end of the song to complete them, also that's when the video ends. No coloring, I already have to draw 2 characters in 2 minutes. Alright, here now, I'm looking at my drawing process as I go, and oh god, that's rough. You see, I was thinking of a Hornet-like shape for the face, but I'd see that at the top. Oh, I didn't tell you who this is. This is f***ing legs for those who know. Yeah, what the f*** is right, buddy? So what I got wrong on that, basically, I got the face is like completely upside down. I didn't know this. Also, when I'm drawing this other character, I don't remember their name, but it's like the little guy on the boat. I think it's like Chakra or something. I don't know. I knew the hat, big hat, very distinct in my mind. Also, I think I've seen that character like a few times, so like I kind of know what I'm doing, but also not really. But another factor, I thought like I think the sorry for like the gif of Chakra was close up, but the gif of Lace, I think it was like lace mitosis, so not very clear. But I've also seen Lace's design, like for example, my friends drew it, so I kind of knew this is on me. Yeah, that's rough. That's rough. I'm not gonna lie. Definitely worse than the Flea. I think this is when I start redeeming it. Yeah, I start trying to redeem it. You'll see the problem with that eventually. I thought the story was like that. Still got the head wrong, and you're still trying to get it wrong. But guess what? Song's done, buddy. That's your final product. See you guys. Bye bye. Hope you enjoyed.